Hey Scrappers, it's Tom from the iScrap app, and wherever you're watching us this week, we welcome you to our weekly report, where you can learn about scrap metal prices, news, ask us questions about materials, or ask our advice on the markets. If you're looking to ask those questions, ask us whether it's live or after, and we'll always get you those answers. Come on in, let's go talk scrap.
Hey Scrappers, Tom from iScrap, and today is Wednesday, April 6th, and I can't believe 3 months are already gone. It's almost crazy to think that we're already into April, but no fools here. We have really good prices. We did see a little pullback this morning in the steel markets, but nothing too crazy. We'll go into those things. Like always, you have questions, make sure you're asking us. If you're looking for more information, before you even ask us, check out the YouTube videos we have. Check out the different articles that we've written on our website. If you're looking to learn about prices, that's what we do, right? We help you learn about the prices. We help you learn about national price averages. If you're posting your prices every time you get paid at the yard, free to post through the app. We've had new updates coming out that make it easier for Canadian users to have different currency conversions. We have more things coming out, be able to make it easier to get catalytic converter quotes, and more features are continuing to come. So any ideas are welcome, let us know, and we'll continue to push those out there. Now, I'm looking at the markets over the last week. Copper's down maybe 5-6 cents at this point on Wednesday. Nothing too crazy. We still see very high markets. And I'm looking at these markets, I'm trying to think 3, 6, 9 months down the line. And I listen to a lot of economists, and a lot of people are predicting that we're going to see kind of a flat second quarter, maybe a little down third quarter, and then they call it the Santa bounce for that fourth quarter. But we are going to start to see pullbacks in different markets. You have extremely high oil prices, which I think are going to continue to go up, even as the current administration tries to negate those high prices. We're really not going to see those prices decreasing, because you're going to have a lot of problems. And when you're not pumping or producing as much domestically, it's hard to be able to keep those prices down. Those higher prices are going to continue to have a cause and effect on steel markets, where we've seen those prices going up aggressively, over $100, $150 per ton added in like the last 8 weeks. And what do we always say? We do not like super high ups, because super high ups will start to bring super quick downs. I saw one steel buyer the other day raise prices $85 per ton. A day or two later, dropped prices $25. Now, for a day or two, that's great, but scrapyards don't want to be changing things so quickly that people are confused on where the prices are. And when prices are high, we've learned that most people don't question scrapyards as much. But what happens is when the markets start to dip down and those green arrows that we have posted on iScrap start to become red down arrows, you have a lot of problems because people are more confused. Now, tuning into things like this are going to help you learn, but overall, following the markets through the iScrap app directly is going to be the best way for you to learn where the markets are going, because every day those prices get updated through different national price averages, so they really help you out. Now, aluminum continue to stay strong. Sheet aluminum prices, we've seen 60 to 70 cents per pound. Aluminum siding, 65 to 82 cents per pound. Copper prices remaining really strong. Again, small downshift today, but if you think about it, copper is trading at $4.72 today. So a 5-cent decline is like 1%. So having small market moving events of 1 to 3% are regular. That's normally what happens in the stock market and other commodity markets. So we'd like to have small changes instead of large 7-8% corrections. You have an 8% correction on a copper market of $4.50. You have a 40-cent correction, 36-cent correction that comes really quickly. So you go from $4 a pound to bare bright down to $3.65, you feel that a little differently. Or steel prices go from $2.80 to $2.10, you feel that a little differently. You get upset even though the markets are what the markets are. Now, we keep reading comments online. I was looking at some YouTube comments earlier today, and people were just asking why prices are different in different areas. And of course, we've talked about that, but using the iScrap app as a reference tool gives you the ability to negotiate with scrapyards. Don't forget, they set their own prices. Now, they might follow competitors' prices. I know in my area, there are a few different guys that follow my prices. As soon as I change my prices, they change their price within like a penny or two. So it's like, whatever, you want to do that, knock yourself out. I don't need to follow you. I would rather lead and not worry about what other people are doing. But some scrapyards, they just do what they want. They have prices artificially low because they're looking to make more money. They don't care. They might not have a strong market. They might have forgot to update them because they were so busy. That happens too. So just think about these things when you go to sell. It gives you a little better understanding about the markets and about the information out there. Now, on the catalytic converter side of things, CAT prices have been relatively strong. And when we get back from this break, we'll talk about how rrcats.com is continuing to provide free shipping on all OEM catalytic converters. So when we get back from the break, we'll talk about some of the CAT markets.
When taking pictures of your catalytic converters, there are multiple things that you want to do. Make sure while handling the catalytic converters that you're wearing gloves. But when you're taking pictures of the catalytic converters, make sure that you have a clear background underneath the cats. By taking pictures from the top down, you'll be able to send those and then flip the cat over and send both sets of pictures to the team at rrcats.com. If there are serial numbers on the catalytic converters, please take pictures of those serial numbers for quicker and more accurate quoting. If the serial number has rust on it, use a little steel wool, rub the rust off, and then take a picture of the serial number. There could be serial numbers on the shields, stamped on the cats, so make sure you send any and all pictures of those serial numbers so we can get you quoted as quickly as possible.
So free shipping on all OEM converters, rrcats.com. Make sure you email or text for a free quote today. This way you can learn some of the prices and check out some of the reviews. This way you can see what other people are saying about transactions with the team at rrcats. Now, we have seen the catalytic converter prices dip below $200 per cat average. We're probably closer to 182, 185 right now. We've seen the platinum market pull back about 3 or 4%. Same thing with rhodium and palladium. That crazy run up that we had at the beginning of the Ukrainian war showed that palladium prices jacked themselves up to like $2,700 an ounce, but those markets have declined. We're now closer to $2,100 per ounce. So those are big market moving events. That's 15-18%, and that was mostly due to Russia providing so much of the world's palladium and a lot of disruptions there. But as things tend to continue, people forget about the beginnings of events happening. Think about COVID, for instance. People they remember that the markets had huge declines in March of 2020, but then April and May, once you were starting to get into things, market had big bounce backs, and that's similar to what's happening here with the palladium prices. But we're watching these markets really closely, and we're trying to learn about what's going on. If you have any questions about catalytic converters, the team at rrcats.com or we here at iScrap will be able to get these answered for you and be able to move you into better places. Now, I've had a couple of interesting conversations on the phone, both with insurance agents and also with battery buyers, talking about lithium ion batteries, nickel metal hydride, NiCad, and some of these electric vehicle batteries that are going to start to come out in the coming years. We've had scrappers asking us about those, and I'll give you one clear tip for today only, right? This is not something that you're going to have that it's going to be forever, but today's market, if you're recycling a Tesla, a all-electric vehicle, there are some scrap yards that are not going to take them at all. there are going to be negative charges to get rid of these cars because the battery disposal costs are going to be so high. Now, I did talk to a couple of people that work at a large auto manufacturing company, and they said that they're starting to set up rebates and buyback programs for some of these batteries. But as these things are still relatively new, as we haven't had, Teslas on the road for 15 years where they may be coming off of the markets, we haven't really started to encounter these. But all of you people out there that are recycling cars or looking to junk them, when you start to work with hybrid vehicles or fully electric vehicles, do not be surprised to see negative prices being charged. And it's important to think about that, because when you go to buy a car from someone, the price might be zero if the disposal fee for the battery is $400. And these are things that you're going to want to start to learn about. I talked to 3 different auto wreckers in the last few days, and 2 of them are just not taking the cars with the batteries at all. You want to take the battery out on your own, that's fine. But with the probabilities of fire starting and just things that are out of the regular day-to-day world, it's very, very difficult. So we're continuing to follow these lithium prices, these battery recycling needs, and as we learn more, we will let you know more. Now, here we are. Today is April 6th, 2022. We hope that you're doing well, scrapping often. Love to hear from you in any way, shape, or form, whether it's old written, letter, some type of a post online, or comment on YouTube. We'd love to hear what you're looking to learn about. We appreciate your time. Until next week, my name is Tom.